your body shape. Mr. Raymond Humphrey's got you covered all the way. A little fitness training is not the only thing you need. With motivation and meal prep, you'll succeed. With Fitness Evolution, with Trainer Ray. With Fitness Evolution, with Trainer Ray. With Fitness Evolution, with Trainer Ray. With Fitness Evolution, with Trainer Ray.
Hey, what's going on? This is Trainer Ray from the Dirty Sizzip, trying to get back with y'all again today. Another wonderful day to be alive, you know what I mean? Today is another day with Trainer Ray. Fitness with Trainer Ray by Fitness Evolution. And today, I wanted to just random question and answers if people call in, to answer certain questions, and people tend to have a lot of questions. Some people are probably afraid to ask questions or don't want to be put on Front Street about asking questions. So it takes a little time. It's okay, though. If you want to ask a question, feel free to ask any question, and I will be sure to answer it and give you all the feedback that you may need on that question. Now, today is another wonderful, glorious day, and to be able to work out and enjoy life. Sometimes it takes a little extra to enjoy life, You got to be willing to take that time to dedicate yourself to working out and staying in shape for healthier living. So, a lot of times people don't realize working out is the key to a lot of things in the world, a lot of ailments in the world, a lot of things in the world. So I want y'all to feel free, contact me. If you contact me and call in at 347-826-9424, press 1. I will bring you in to talk about any and all your questions you may have about fitness. Fitness is the key. Fitness is the key to a lot of things. So we as individuals want to always stay in shape. I talked to some ladies yesterday that was in the gym, and they had a good camaraderie. They had a good relationship as far as being friends, working out with each other, and being in the gym together, which is a good thing. Because you want to have that support system. That support system to have somebody with you when you're working out, because it'll make you stay in the gym or come to the gym if you got somebody to go with you. Like one girl was like, if it weren't for her, I would just rolled over in the bed and went back to sleep. So, that let me know right there that a partnership, somebody with you to work out, is very, very helpful, very important. So don't be afraid to ask somebody to come work out with you. And sometimes people get intimidated, because if you ask somebody that's overweight or have a self-conscious or have an issue with their weight, and you ask them to come on, let's go work out, some people get offended. They get offended because they think you're calling them fat, which in turn, you're not calling them fat. You're just asking them to come to the gym with you and work out, somebody to hang out with, somebody to talk to. So you got to kind of encourage them to come work out with you, because 9 times out of 10, they probably not going to want to work out with you because they feel you are talking about them. So, you just got to learn how to not use the word manipulate, but learn how to convince them to come work out with you, even if it's just to talk and have a conversation, because fitness is a key point. Fitness is a big responsibility in the fitness world. Fitness is a big thing out here. It's a $1 billion industry, but if people don't learn or want to get in better shape, they're gonna have an issue, a problem. I mean, we already as blacks have a problem ourselves because we tend to be overweight. We tend to be the ones that catch some of the ailments that are out there in the world as far as diabetes, obesity, different things of that nature. So we should be more prone to want to get up and go work out. Just for the fact that, we're trying to stay in shape and improve our race. And our race is the key. And especially, if you want to be around long enough to see your family or see your kids or grandkids, see them grow up to be strong adults and stuff, so we got to do something about that. We have to learn to do something about that in order for us to progress as black people, in order for us to progress as black people or as people in general. I'm not going to make it all about blacks or whites because it's not about blacks or whites. It's about everybody. Everybody's staying in shape to do something with their lives, to make sure to improve their lives, because exercise will help improve their life a lot. And a lot of people don't really either believe it or they don't know it. They don't realize how important exercise is to improve their life, to improve their livelihood, as they say. And some people say improve their livelihood, because exercise is the key to improving your livelihood. Exercise is the key to being able to move around and, depending on how old you are, to see your grandkids, your great-grandkids, see your kids grow up to become young women or men in life. So we have to learn to take care of ourselves in order for us to be out there to watch our kids, grandkids, great-grandkids, nephews, nieces, or whatever the case may be, to see them grow up to be strong, young black men or women, or young men or women, period. Not black. Like I said, I'm not going to just harp on black, but we are the ones with a lot of health issues, So, but, we want to be, I talked to a lady a long time ago when I was in Texas training, and she needed some help as far as in the fitness industry. She wanted to work out. She didn't want to work out, actually. She wanted to get a membership at the gym only for her kids. But she wanted to talk to me about working out. Me being a trainer, I talked to her about working out, and she was dead set on. She did a lot of things. She needs some help. She wanted her kids to. She wanted her kids to be able to have access to the gym. She had first thought about working out or training or getting a trainer, and she wanted to talk about training. So I pulled her to the side and talked to her. But she had some unrealistic goals. If you're going to make a goal, make sure they're realistic. Make sure they're not unrealistic, because some people tend to want to assume or say that they want to lose so much weight by a certain amount of time when technically or literally it's unrealistic. If you got a person that's overweight and they tell you something like, hey, I want to lose 150 pounds. If you can't guarantee me 150 pounds in 3 months, I'm not going to get training with you. I was trying to tell her, convince her that, hey, I'm sorry, but that's not physically possible as far as health-wise, to be healthy. That's not possible, because to do it unhealthy may be possible, but healthy-wise it's not possible, because there's a problem trying to lose that much weight that fast. Because on average, the average person should lose no more than 1 to 2 pounds a week. 1 to 2 pounds a week. And people don't understand that. They think they're supposed to lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds, because some people watch that TV show called The Biggest Loser. Now, true enough, some of those people on that show, because they're very overweight, they tend to lose a lot of weight fast. And a lot of that's not really weight, it's water weight, because they losing 10, 15, 20 pounds a week, or 10 pounds a week, 15 pounds a week. And later on in the show, they realize that, well, they get disappointed because, you know, they're trying to compete and see who lost the most weight during the week or whatever the case may be. But the problem is they go to lose 5 or 6 pounds for the week, or 4 pounds for the week, or 2 pounds for the week, or 2 pounds or 4 pounds for the month, 4 to 8 pounds for the month. And then they feel, the show makes it's got to gather that that's a loss. When it's not a loss, it's actually a progress, because your average to lose weight safely has to be or should be 1 to 2 pounds a week. So if you're on the show and you're losing 1 to 2 pounds of that nature, 1 to 2 pounds a week, which would be 4 pounds or 4 to 8 pounds a month, that's good. That's not a loss. But it made them feel that it was a loss because they only lost 4 pounds for the month, for the week, or 2 pounds for the week, or whatever the case may be. But they got to realize the body has lost a lot of water weight. Now it's trying to lose weight because it's losing a lot of water weight first. So people got to understand there's no rush to this thing. There's no rush to getting healthy. You can't run out here and think that you're going to run to the gym and lose 10 pounds because you go to the gym every day and lose 10 pounds. But see, most people get so caught up, they lose a couple pounds, they go to the gym, then they go home, and they go celebrate. They go eat cake, ice cream, candy, cookies, drink sodas, or whatever their vice is, whatever their vice to that they have issues with, such as sweets or, breads or whatever. They go home and eat all this. Now they gain this weight back because they don't realize you actually just putting stuff back. But the average, and most people don't know this, and I ask a lot of people, how much is 1 pound of human fat on the human body? How much is 1 pound of fat on the human body? And most people can't give me the answer because they don't know. And the answer is 3,500 calories. 3,500 calories equal 1 pound of human fat on the body. So we have to remember when we go to the gym, just because that treadmill, that bicycle, or that elliptical said that you lost 300 calories. Okay. You might have lost 300 calories. But you still got a lot more to go, because if your average is 3,500 calories, you just lost 300. I mean, you got 3,200 more calories to go. Or 3,150, whatever you want to say, 3,250. So, 300 pounds, 300 calories, you lost 300 calories. You got 3,200 more calories to go. So people get discouraged, and I try to tell them, when I tell you, and I pull them to the side, I be like, look, don't get discouraged by what I'm going to tell you. And then I ask them about the calories and how many calories in my fat, and they don't know. Then when I tell them, they're like, oh, my God. I said, it's a lot, it is, but it can be done. So don't think it can't be done. Now, another thing people get discouraged about, and I try to tell them, don't get discouraged about what I'm going to tell you. And most people get discouraged because when I go to tell them how many meals they need to eat a day, because I always ask, how many meals do you eat in a day? And most people, the average person, especially a woman, when I ask a woman how many meals they usually eat, the average that they most tell me is anywhere between 2 to 3 meals a day, or 1 to 2, mostly, usually about 1 or 2. But you might get a few that might say, I eat 3, I might eat 4. But on average, most average woman or the average person I ask when they come to me about training, that's how many meals a day they eat. They say 1 to 2. It's not enough. You're not eating enough because you're not fueling the body. You're not allowing the metabolism to increase. So that's a bad thing, because if the metabolism doesn't increase, it can't help you burn fat. So that's an issue within itself. Now, when you have people don't realize, and I try to give people an analogy. I tell people, we're going to give you an analogy. We're going to talk about a fireplace. And a fire in your human body is the same thing, okay?
And the reason I say that, because in that fireplace, you have to create a fire in order to warm the home or, to produce heat. So in that fireplace, in order for the fireplace to produce heat or to burn, or in order for the fireplace to keep burning, the average thing, what do you have to do? You have to keep feeding it. You have to keep giving it wood in order to keep the fire going, right? Okay, now you got the fire going. So the fire starts to dwindle down. You need to put more wood on it to increase the fire again. Okay, now let's think about your body. Your body is that fireplace. Now, we placed your food, your metabolism is the fire. Okay? We're going to use your metabolism as the fire. So in order to increase your metabolism to burn fat, you have to feed it. You have to feed the body. You have to keep feeding it, because if you don't feed it, the metabolism slows down or the fire dies. Just like in a regular fireplace. If you don't put wood in the fireplace in order to keep the fire going, the fire dies. So now the fire's gone out. Now you got to go back and restart it to get started back. So think about it like this. In that fireplace, the fire is up, it's increased, it's burning. Then for a little while, it'll start to dwindle down as if it's trying to go out. Then you put some more wood on it, it increases. It's up and down because you're putting the wood in and, in order to keep the fire going. So think about your body. Your body's the same thing. It's like a fireplace. So you want to, in that body, you want to keep feeding it in order for that metabolism, which is that fire, to keep moving up and down. You don't want to allow it to go completely out, because if the fire in the fireplace go completely out, you're cold. That means your body's not doing anything to burn. That means the fireplace is not doing anything to burn or to produce heat. So if your body is that fireplace and you don't feed it, your metabolism is going to slow down, so it's not doing anything to increase the heat to burn the fat. So now your body is at a standstill. And another example, somebody told me the other day, they was asking me, what did I think about fat? Well, no, they were saying that a trainer was saying that they wanted to all go on a fast. And when people come to me with stuff, I have questions. And I ask why. Why are you going on a fast? Now, most people go on fast when they're in church, or they're doing it with the church because they're trying to come together, as one. And they're trying to do a fast so they can pray and be closer to God. Your body's not feeding on negativity. It's not feeding on food. It's not feeding on internet, Instagram, whatever the case may be. So they fast in order to pray, and as they say, come closer to God. Now, I asked a question. I asked the lady, I said, why? And she was like, well, he said that it increases your metabolism. So I was looking like, it increases your metabolism. I said, well, let me ask this question. If in order to increase your metabolism in your body, you have to feed it, right? So if you don't feed it, how's your metabolism increasing? I can't see the logic behind that. And she was like, you know what, I'm going to ask him that, because that doesn't make sense. And I was like, well, I'm not here to discredit or put down any trainer. I'm not here to put down any trainer. But I'm not here to put down any trainer. But my thing is, I like to create logic. I like to see what's going on in your mindset when you tell somebody that fasting increases your metabolism. And if you can show it to me in writing or show me where it does increase your metabolism, that's fine. That's good. I'll accept that. But if you can't show it to me, I can't accept that, because you're not just going to tell me anything and expect me just to believe it. So, and I asked her, she was like, oh, you know what, you're right. I'm going to have to go ask him, how does that work? And I was like, well, my thing is, when y'all do stuff and people come to you about stuff, you need to ask questions. Don't just jump into stuff and assume that, I understand, like I said, I ain't here to knock any trainer, no trainer, especially if he's certified. If he's a certified trainer, I'm not here to knock any trainer. Yeah, he has his certifications. He's done his school. He's done his research. But sometimes you have to question, even me. I mean, if you come to me and I tell you something, if you have a question about what I say, ask me. And if I don't know the answer right off the top of my head, I'll go find it to show it to you to where it's in black and white, because you can't dispute black and white. I don't care what you do or what you say, where you go. You can't dispute black or white. Regardless of the situation, you cannot dispute black and white. So if it's written, do that. But my point is, sometimes when people tell you stuff, you have to ask. Even a preacher. Let's go with preachers. If you go to a church and you have a preacher in church or an apostle or whoever, and they quote you something, okay, ask questions if you don't know or understand what they're telling you, especially if they're dealing with the Bible. Therefore, they can take you to the Bible to show you in word where they got their answer from or where they got what they told you from out of the Bible. So that shows you where they got it from, and then that helps you to see that it's in black and white. And then what you do is when you go to read these scriptures that people give you to understand and read, you ask God for understanding. You pray and ask God for understanding, then you read the scriptures and pray that God gives you understanding of what you just read in the text. Now, when it comes to being a trainer or being a client of a trainer, you have to ask questions. If you don't understand something, if you don't know something or don't understand something a trainer said to you, ask. Don't stand there and just do something because they said do it. If you don't understand why, tell them to explain it to you. And they should. If they can't explain it to you, that's a problem within itself. So now that means you might need to go find you another trainer because that trainer may not know what they say they know because they can't give you an answer to what you asked. And make sure that the people that you're dealing with are trainers. Make sure they are certified because you got trainers out there that are not certified, but they may have the knowledge of exercise, but they may have the knowledge of a certain exercise. For example, if you got somebody that wants to play football, or you got a son that wants to play football, or a daughter that wants to play soccer, or a son that wants to play soccer, but you want to increase their footwork, you want to increase their agility and speed, that trainer, if he's going to be a trainer, that trainer should know how to get what kind of exercises to give that client in order to increase their speed or their footwork to increase their speed. Now, there's a difference between speed and technique. I was talking to one of my friends about this, and he was like, he wanted a trainer to help his son with some footwork, but the only thing he could give him was some training methods he learned himself as far as another event, as far as maybe boxing. Okay? So we had a discussion because he was like, I felt that him being a trainer, he says he's a trainer, he should have been able to give my son what I needed him to give him, which is footwork, which is right. And if he calls himself a trainer, he should be willing and able to help anybody with any situation because being a trainer, you have to cater the exercise to fit the client. You cater the exercise to fit the client. You don't cater the client to fit the exercise. You cater the exercise to fit the client. So people don't understand, if you ask a client their life history and you want to know what they want to do, what their goals are, if their goals are to lose weight, to build muscle, tone up, whatever the case may be, you have to know to give them certain exercise. They show you a picture, hey, I want to look like this or somewhere close to this. Okay, you got to know how to target that area or how to work the whole body and still target that area to get them to reach their goal, to reach where they're trying to be. You can't allow your personal feelings about a certain situation to cloud your judgment or your decision on what that client needs because you have some trainers that feel, I think you should lose by 50 pounds. Or I think you should lose by 20 pounds. You'll be good. Or I think it ain't my place to think. It ain't my place to think about what you need. It's my place to know what you need for as far as exercising to reach the goal that you have set for yourself. That's the stuff I need to think about. I don't need to think about how much you should weigh or how much you should lose because that I can't tell you if you lose 50 pounds that you're going to be comfortable. You know that if you was 50 pounds lighter and you were comfortable, you know if that worked for you. If you was 50 pounds lighter and you wasn't comfortable, you know that you wasn't comfortable with that weight, so therefore you don't think you should lose 50, you think you should lose more. So the trainer has to listen to the client at all times. The trainer has to listen to the client. Have to listen to the client. If you don't listen to the client, you're going to miss something because the client telling you they want this, but then they getting this. They're getting something totally different than what they want, and now they're disappointed in you because they didn't reach their goals. And I always tell the client that my goal is to make sure that you reach your goal. That's my biggest pet peeve. My biggest thing with clients or with me is my job is to make sure that you reach your goal. That's my whole goal, my whole drive as far as being a trainer because I love fitness. I love fitness. I love exercising. I love being in shape. I love getting in shape. Some people, you have to learn to being a trainer, you have to learn to explain these things to people. You have to explain to them why they tell people. Because some people now, I'm going to tell you, they tell you all the time, if you listen to the TV or listen to another trainer or listen to anybody that talks about eating, they always say 5 to 6 meals a day. But if you ask anybody, why do you need to eat 5 to 6 meals a day? Can they give you an answer? Most people can't. Most people can't give you an answer because they don't know. They're only going by what somebody said and don't know why they said it, because those people never took the time to explain why you need to eat 5 to 6 meals a day. All they did was tell you, in order to lose weight, you need to eat 5 to 6 meals a day. So me, I have to break it down to you because I want you to understand why you're eating 5 to 6 meals. And you ask somebody, you ask the average person, why do they say breakfast is the most important meal of the day? Have you ever just sat back and thought about why is breakfast the most important part of the day, or why people say breakfast is the most important part of the day? If you ain't just sat back and thought about it, you don't know why, or nobody has actually explained to you why breakfast is the most important meal of the day, so you're not going to know, because nobody sat down to actually take the time to tell you why breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And breakfast is a very key component when it comes to fitness. Breakfast is the most key component when it comes to your livelihood, the daily activities. Breakfast is the big key component to get you going, to get you up and moving. Most people don't understand why it is very important that you eat that breakfast in the morning in order to get yourself going for the day. And that's the biggest thing, is to get yourself going for the day. And then once you get started and get going, get your metabolism rolling like it should be, then now you're on a roll. You know what I'm saying? So people don't understand that there's a reason behind a lot of things that people do, but most people don't take the time to either ask the question to find out why, or the person that's telling them don't take the time to sit back and tell them, hey, this is why I tell you this. This is why you should do this and that. So sometimes people got to understand. Some people don't want to know why. Me, I'm going to ask. If I don't know something, I ask why, or where'd you get that from, or explain that to me, because I want to know. I want to know where you got it from. I want to know who said it. I want to know why they said it, because you can't just tell me anything and expect me just to believe it and chew on it. That's why, when you're in church and they give you scripture, they give it to you for a reason, for you to go read it for yourself. So some people have to understand, you go and read the Bible, somebody tell you certain things out of the Bible, you need to go read it for yourself to understand why they told you what they told you, or said what they said. Because some people don't know why. And, you got to keep moving. You got to keep yourself going on. Keep moving on, And I don't, sometimes you have to push yourself past a certain point, because you never know, especially in the gym, at a certain point. Because I have somebody I just started joining with me recently, and she was she was so tired, which is cool because her body's not used to moving like that. Not used to getting that extra activity like that, because they're used to doing a certain thing a certain way. So I took them and gave them a chance to see something or feel something that's a whole totally different than what they've been doing. And she just couldn't figure out why she's so tired. But now, again, I'm going to take a little short recess. I want you guys to understand, if you got questions or concerns or anything, please contact me, 347-826-9424. You can call me here on the show. You can talk about any fitness question that you may have.
your body shape. Mr. Raymond Humphreys got you covered all the way. A little fitness trainings is not the only thing you need. With motivation and meal prep, you'll succeed. With Fitness Evolution, with Trainer Ray. With Fitness Evolution, with Trainer Ray. With Fitness Evolution, with Trainer Ray. With Fitness Evolution, with Trainer Ray.
Hey, welcome back. You know, but like I was saying, you know, we dealing with trainers, and a lot of people don't know. A lot of people get trainers and don't know, or the trainer didn't explain to them a lot of things that they should know. That's a problem within itself. So people have to understand, if you don't know something, ask questions. Don't just sit there and let somebody tell you something you don't know why you're doing it. Because when I do training, when I do personal training, I try to not just train you, teach you, and give you understanding as to why I'm doing certain things. Why? Because the next time you're in the gym, and if you decide to be in the gym and you're in the gym by yourself, you'll know why you're doing that exercise. You'll know what muscles that exercise targets. Because working out requires you to use multiple muscles in your workout. So sometimes you have to understand why and what muscles you're directly working as your primary, because you have your primary muscle and your secondary muscles when you're working out. So your primary muscles are going to be muscles that you're focusing on during the workout. A lot of trainers don't take the time to explain to them what muscles they should be targeting or thinking about when they're working out. They just tell them, hey, you're going to do this exercise, go. But they're not telling them you're targeting your glutes or your vastus lateralis or your pectoralis majors or your minors, or you're looking at your delts or your trapeze or trapezoids. They're not telling you all this, which is your shoulders, your triceps, your biceps, your chest, your back, and your glutes. But anyway, most trainers don't sit back and I watch some trainers just, you know, they get a group of people together and they say, go. But they just standing there and watching these people work out. But if you got something that got bad form, you're not correcting it. That's a problem. That's a problem if you're not correcting the form, because the form is most important. It's one of the most important parts of being a trainer. You have to know your form. You have to know how to correct form. Some people may not know how to correct it, so they don't do it because they don't know how. But you got to know. And then a lot of times I get clients that ask me, am I doing it right? Am I doing it right? And I always tell them, my rule is, if I don't tell you or correct you, you're fine. You're fine. Now, if I correct you, that means there's something you need to fix. But if I don't correct you, you're doing good. You're doing good. Because I have this thing about form. Technique is always number one. And the biggest thing with that is, I'd rather you do it right. I'd rather you give me 5 good ones than you give me 10 bad ones. Because when you come in the gym and decide to do it by yourself or in the gym, you're not going to get what you're looking at, because you're not going to be doing it right, or you may injure yourself. And if you injure yourself, that's going to be an injury within itself. That's going to be a problem within itself. So people got to understand that being a trainer has to be able to explain to you why you're doing certain exercises, what's the purpose of the exercise, what muscle you're working primarily, and then you got secondary muscles. Because sometimes when you're doing chest, people are feeling their shoulders, because your shoulders and your triceps are secondary muscles, but your primary muscle for a bench press is your chest, or a push-up is your chest, or doing a lat pull down when you're putting the weight to your chest, that's a back exercise. So you have to understand, some people have to understand that's what it's for. But see, most clients don't know that. And some trainers don't know how to explain it. Or some trainers don't want to explain it. And then at the same time, the client needs to ask questions. If you don't know, ask. Never be ashamed to ask a trainer why you're doing certain things. Never be afraid to ask what that exercise is called, or what's the correct positioning or the correct form for that exercise, because you want to know. But like I said, if you're going to get a trainer, make sure that trainer is certified. Make sure that trainer has his credentials. You can ask him. He has to show it to you if you ask. And some people don't realize that, because if you ask the trainer, what's your certification in? And he say AFAA or NESTA or
ACE, which is American Council of Exercise, or National Academy of Sports Medicine, or, there's so many different companies out there. Most people don't know what they stand for. And then you got NFPT, National Federal Personal Trainers, some fitness or federal trainers, something like that. But anyway, I don't know the exact terminology. But sometimes, you have to ask these people if they say they're trainers. Ask them what their certifications are. And if these trainers aren't explaining to you what your exercises are, how it's benefiting you, what you're doing, and if you feel you with a trainer, and I've had people come to me lately, if you feel you with a trainer and you're not getting the results you want, you need to tell that trainer that you're not getting the results and you're not happy with what you're doing, or you need to go find another trainer. Some people are so worried about hurting people's feelings that they'll rather suffer with what they got going on and deal with what they're doing instead of just having them either tell them that they're doing something that they need to do something else or find themselves another trainer. Don't be afraid to hurt their feelings. Hey, if they ain't doing what they're supposed to do, go find you another trainer. Go find you another trainer. So a lot of times people don't want to go find another trainer because they're afraid. They don't, like I said, they don't want to hurt people's feelings, and they don't want to, make people upset. But sometimes you have to do that. You have to just ask or say you want another trainer. But don't be ashamed to ask for another trainer. Don't be ashamed to ask questions. Don't be ashamed to tell that trainer that you don't feel you're getting the results that you were looking for in the workout. If you know you're looking to trim down and tone up, but you get more muscle than you get anything, that's a problem. Or your conditioning, you want to get your heart rate up, your conditioning better, or your stamina up, and it's not working. That's a problem because the lady last night was like, she's not getting, she felt that they were digressing because they started, they got up to a point where they were doing something for a minute, but then when he had new people come to class, he digressed the whole class in order to fit the needs of the new people. You can't do that because you're going to bring them down to the level that they are when they should be trying to increase to get to the level to where the other people are. So what you do is you don't force them to complete the task 100%, but what you do is you make them, you tell them, look, don't try to keep up with that person because that person's been here longer and that person's going to be more advanced than you. But I want you to do what you can until you get to that point to where you can lift and work out like that person right there. Because lady worked out with me last night. She couldn't understand why she was so tired. But my client has been with me for a while. She was ready. So when I finished her set, she was ready to go to the next one because her endurance has increased and picked up a lot. But now, some people don't understand. Now I'm going to tell you, anybody that's listening, if you have a question or a concern, press number 1 and I'll bring you in. You can talk to me. You can talk to Trainer Ray about any question that you might have. So if you do have a question, please feel free to press 1 and I'll bring you in. But, just don't be afraid to ask trainers questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions and ask why they doing certain things or why you haven't reached your goal or why you would not lose weight. Now, I'm going to tell you now, sometimes if you are a client and you're not losing weight, it may not be the trainer's fault. It may be your fault because you may not be watching what you're eating. You may not be eating the right things. And maybe he needs to adjust. He or she needs to adjust what you're doing or what you're eating in order to make sure that you're reaching your goals. Because like I said, my goal as far as me being a trainer, my goal is to make sure that my clients reach their goals. There's no other goal. It ain't to see how much money I can make from that client. It's not to see that because I've had clients where I pay me a lot more money, but it doesn't matter. They all have the same goal. Everybody has a goal. Everybody has something they're trying to reach, whether it's cardio conditioning, whether it's eating right, whether it's powerlifting, whether it's training, whether it's bodybuilding, whether it's building muscle, whether it's toning up, no matter what the case may be or what the situation may be, that client, each client has a certain goal that they want to reach. So, I tell people to come over here and listen to me. You don't have to just sit back and listen to me. You can actually tune in. You can actually not text me, but press 1 and talk to me. You can ask a question. You can make a comment, whichever may
Whichever you choose, it doesn't matter. It's up to you. So if you have a question or concern, please feel free to press the number 1, and I will bring you in. But like I say, don't be afraid to tell your trainer that they're not doing their job. I ain't gonna say don't. You ain't got to get on like that. You're not doing your job. I mean, you could because you're paying for it. So a lot of times, most people don't realize, or they're afraid to hurt people's feelings. And I've seen that to where these ladies were working out with this trainer, and they complained to one of my clients about it. My client came and told me about it, but they didn't want to hurt his feelings, so they didn't want to leave working out with him because they worried about his feelings. And I said, sometimes you just can't worry about their feelings, because if I feel I ain't doing my job and you wanted to stop training with me, it's not going to hurt my feelings. I'm fine with that. If you feel I want to do what I'm supposed to do, because I know a lot of times when I was training in Texas, if I signed up a female client and she didn't feel comfortable working out with a male client, I would always find a female client for her. If she said, hey, I need a female client, I don't want to use a male, that's not a problem. So I would go and find a female client for her to use, because that's the right way and the best way to do it. Because if she's not comfortable with you, or she feels that she's going to get her better results out of that female, who are you to stop them? So my job is to make sure that you reach your goal, regardless of what that goal is, or whether I help you reach it or somebody else help you reach it. So some people don't understand. You have to, a trainer, even if you're working with other trainers, even if I don't work with this trainer, if I'm a trainer here, and somebody call me and say, hey, Ray, I'm going to move to Texas. I'm going to need a trainer, blah, 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 I'm going to start the gym. Okay. I give them numbers, or I contact some other trainers and have them reach out to them, because there's only going to be trainers that I trust, and I know that they are capable of helping you reach your goal. But you got some trainers that get salted if you leave, because they feel that they losing money. That's one of the biggest things, that people feel that they losing money. That's not good, because that means then that they're all about money. They're not worried about your situation or you're not worried about your goals. They're not worried about your goals. They're worried about how much money they get out your pocket. So, people don't understand that you have to be willing to help others regardless of whether it hurt your feelings or not. Me, it doesn't bother me. If somebody want to leave me or train somebody else, I'm good with that. I have no problem with that. But, now I'm going to give people a chance if they want to call in, or if they want to press 1. I'll give you a few seconds to decide if you want to press 1 and talk to me, or if you have any questions you may think about. I'll give you a few seconds to think about it, and then I'll return. Hold 1.
Tired of being sick and tired of your body shape, Mr. Raymond Humphrey's got you covered all the way. A little fitness training's is not the only thing you need. With motivation and meal prep, you'll succeed. With Fitness Evolution, with Trainer Ray. With Fitness Evolution, with Trainer Ray. With Fitness Evolution, with Trainer Ray. With Fitness Evolution, with Trainer Ray.
All right. We're back in the house. And anybody got any questions, concerns, comments, anything they need to know? The New Year's is coming around. Everybody gonna have a New Year's resolution. Gonna be want to get on. Everybody gonna want to jump out there, talking about, I'm gonna lose about 50 pounds for the new year, whatever the case may be. But and most people just fall off because they either get bored, or they just really don't have a goal that they set, that they really want to, a realistic goal. Some people have goals, but they're not realistic. And I say realistic. Sometimes you can't put yourself out there and say you're going to lose 150 pounds in 3 months. That's not realistic. We're going to say realistic, anywhere between 1 or 2 pounds a week to be safe. So that's anywhere between 4 to 8 pounds a month. So if you're going to lose 4 to 8 pounds a month, you say, hey, I want to lose 32 pounds in 3 months. that's realistic, and it can happen because that's 8 pounds a month. That means you got to work hard because, as I said before, and most people don't know this. If you know, press 1 and tell me. If you know the answer to this, press 1 and tell me. How many calories is in 1 pound of human body fat? How many calories is in 1 pound of human body fat? Anybody got any questions? Anybody got an answer? Press 1 and tell me what the answer is. Okay, the answer, 1 pound of human body fat is 3,500 calories. 3,500 calories for 1 pound of human body fat. So if you are not reaching that goal as far as 3,500 calories, you're not going to reach your goal as far as losing that 1 to 2 pounds a week. So people got to understand that it takes time. And I've heard so many people say, it ain't coming off fast enough. It ain't coming off fast enough, or I need to lose this. It ain't going nowhere. It don't look like it's going nowhere because you're trying to rush it. And I've told some people, you didn't gain weight overnight. You gained weight throughout several nights, multiple nights. So losing weight is going to take several nights or several days or multiple weeks. So it doesn't happen overnight. So people got to understand that. And it doesn't happen overnight. So if you're going to lose weight, you have to take your time and make sure it's right. Because what happens is most people lose weight too fast. And when they lose weight fast, it tends to come back, and then you tend to gain more than what you just lost. So be careful of what you ask for, or be careful how you do certain things, because there's always a right way to do something. But people go out here and they lose weight. And then true enough, you do have some people that go out here and they might lose 10 pounds in a week, or 10 pounds, or 10, 12 pounds a week. But a lot of them are probably overweight, and they're not losing fat. They're losing body weight. Not body weight. They're losing water weight. So by the time, it's like the show The Biggest Loser, as I was talking about earlier, the show The Biggest Loser, them guys or girls, they're extremely overweight. So by them being overweight, they're going to lose off top 10, 15 pounds a week for the first few weeks of the show. But if you keep watching the show, they start to lose 6 pounds, 8 pounds, 5 pounds. But see, what people don't see behind the scenes is how much workouts they're doing and how long they wait before the next weigh-in, because they weigh in on the show every week. But they probably wait longer than that to weigh in, because they have to fit the show to fit in that time slot they have on TV. So you're not going to see what happens behind the scenes. You're not going to see everything that they're eating or how hard they're really working out, because they're not going to expose all that. They're not exposing everything to you. So most people only see what they want you to see. They don't tell you that it takes time for your body to actually start really losing weight and being safe. Because now, I've even heard of some of the people that actually won The Biggest Loser have gone back and gained a lot of that weight back, because they just stopped doing what they were doing on the show and went back to eating, went back to doing things that they weren't supposed to do, and they've gained that weight back. So that's not a good thing. But see, they don't talk about that. They don't go back and do another show of showing the people maybe a year later or 2 years later. Sometimes they do. I think they've done 1 or 2 like that. But you have to. They should go back and show these people. But if they show them and they saw that these people have gained weight, they're not going to expose them, because they don't want you to be exposed to that. But always be cautious of what you see on TV, because everything you see on TV ain't what it is. You got a lot of people be on TV. They watch all these different shows, and if you notice, and a lot of people don't notice this, if they advertise the exercise or any kind of thing for exercise or fitness on TV, the person that they're doing the exercise is already in shape. They don't have nobody overweight working on a machine, or to show their progression. Or say, for instance, they show them new machines. They got somebody that's kind of overweight, and then show them later, like 6 months later or 6 weeks later or a year later, to show their results from using that machine. They don't do that, because they know that sometimes it may not work like they want it to work, or it may not work the way they say it should work. But like I said, that's why people tend to fall for everything that comes on TV. Everything that comes on TV, what they say, is sales. It's about sales, about making money. Like the air wheel has been around for years. When they first came out, the air wheel, when I was a kid, it was 1 wheel. Now it's 2 wheels. Now it's one big old wheel where you can put your feet on and do your abs with. or use your hands on the side. So the air wheel hasn't changed, but they keep changing. The air wheel hasn't changed as far as what it does for your ad work, but it's changed as far as it looks. And people make money off of that because product sales, all about selling. But most people buy the same product over and over and over because they figure the two wheel is gonna work better than the one wheel, or that bigger wheel is gonna work better than the one and the two wheel. So I got a bigger wheel that's gonna help me get more air, but it doesn't. Because most people get those things, and if you go look in their house right now, and they all the ones that bought them, they probably collecting dust sitting in the corner right now up under the bed. Guarantee it. Most people got so much. If you go to most of these people's houses around here that used to be in the working out, or say they was gonna do some working out and they bought some stuff, go look in their house and ask them where that stuff at. 9 times 10 is either in the closet somewhere here or it's up under the bed. Because most people just stop doing it. But the people that selling it don't care because they pay from regardless of what you do with it, or how you use it, or what you use it for. So y'all gotta understand, don't just buy anything that they put on TV, because everything they put on TV may not be made for you, and everybody's body is different. But you have to be you get with a trainer, and everybody want to do these new things where they're trying to do these, what I guess they call DBLs or whatever they call it. You got to be careful with that, because I know somebody that just told me that their friend did the surgery stuff, and they've had to go back because they came back and started eating. Came back, started doing the same thing they've been doing. But see, the biggest problem with that, when people want to go get these nip tucks, they want to get themselves cut to change their body and all this other stuff. What people don't understand is when they go to do that, but you go to these people, and you just consult, you go have this surgery. Okay, now you had this surgery, but nobody has taught you how to train your mind to eat right. So if you haven't trained your mind to eat right, you're going to gain the weight back. Now, that fix, whatever they did, might be there temporarily, but it's going to be there. But it's not going to benefit you if you haven't trained your mind to eat right. You have to train your mind to eat right. That's the number one thing. You got to train your mind to eat right, because anybody can go in there and get nip-tucked, get cut, and get surgery and look like a certain whatever they want to look like. But if you don't train your mind to eat right, you're going to gain that weight back. And then some. So y'all got to understand, don't follow everybody that does different things, because everybody want to do these new quick ways to lose weight. They don't want to take the time to just spend some money and dedicate themselves to at least 30 minutes to an hour a day in the gym. You don't have to be in the gym all day. I tell folks the longest you need to be in the gym is 45 minutes to an hour. After that, go home. Anything over that hour is overtraining anyway. You're subjecting your body to injury. You're subjecting your body to overtraining, to illnesses, to getting sick faster, because you're breaking your immune system down every time you work out. So don't get caught up in the gym doing over an hour. You don't have to be in there over an hour. And I know some people that do. Now, you got bodybuilders that are in the gym 1 to 2 to 3 hours, but they're going to tell you, yeah, I've been in the gym 4 hours, 6 hours. And they are. But the difference between them and you is they're taking muscle-enhancing drugs in order to increase their muscles or increase their muscles recovery. So instead of you knowing what that is, because most bodybuilders, especially big bodybuilders, they're not going to tell you they're using steroids. That's a muscle enhancer. That's a illegal drug. They can't tell you they're using steroids. Why? Because it's illegal. And people don't understand that. You got people that do different things. It's like sometimes people see a fitness model on TV and be like, oh, I want to look like her because she said she worked out this many hours, or she worked out every day. But they're not going to tell you everything. They're not going to tell you everything. They're only going to tell you what they want you to know. If they supporting a product such as a protein drink or a protein shake or something, they're going to support that protein shake. And they're going to take a picture with that protein shake and say, I took this to reach my goal. But who's to guarantee that's what it is? Who's to guarantee that's what they did? They're not going to tell you. They're only going to tell you what they want you to know. Only what they want you to know. So by them not telling you everything, you don't know everything. They say, that Nicki Minaj, whatever her name is, they say I heard some guys say something about, I heard some guys talking about her, and they said she was talking about she went to the gym and got her butt like that, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, really? I said, y'all really believe that? She said she did. Okay. So if she told you she jumped off a bridge and or whatever, she ran up in a bank and robbed, ain't nobody do nothing to her, you gonna believe that too. But people don't understand. They believe what people tell them, not knowing. Now, I've had people ask me, have I used steroids? And no, I haven't. I've never used steroids. I do a steroid test any day of the week. I've never used steroids in my life. But it's just about how you work out. It's about technique, about knowing how to work out. It's not about what you lift. It's about how you lift. One of my phrases people remember is dedication equals transformation. You dedicate yourself, your body will change. I don't care what you do. You dedicate yourself in anything, and you can't help but progress. Because if you dedicate yourself into reading the Word or going to church and praising God, you're going to change. Or you should. Fitness, if you dedicate yourself to going to the gym and working out, your body's going to change. Because you're doing what you're supposed to do to get your body right. It's like a thief. He dedicates himself to steal every day. He steals. And then all he does is get better and better. When he realizes he gets caught, he's like, man, I messed up here, so I know next time to do it this way. But everything in life that you do is about dedication. You dedicate yourself. I'm not condoning stealing, but I'm just saying as an example. But, just know, as I said, just to do a recap of everything, if you're going to be out here working with these trainers, talk to these trainers, ask questions. Ask these trainers questions. Have them show you their credentials. Show you their certifications, or ask them who they certify with. Because if they tell you a company, you can actually call some companies and ask them, are they certified? Because they're going to have you on record. The company I'm certified with, they have me on record. If you call them and ask, they're going to tell you, yeah, he's certified with us. Because I'm on record. You're going to be on file. And some people don't understand and don't know that. A lot of trainers don't know that. They don't know that you can call in and check their certifications to see if their certification is still up to date. Mine is continuously up to date because mine has no recertifications. But I recertify myself, meaning I go up and I research all the new stuff that they got coming out. I get magazines on a lot of different new exercise or what people say is new or different machine supplements and all that other stuff. But I keep myself updated on the new stuff. And just remember, I do this show every Saturday at 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, if you have any comments, if you have a subject you want me to talk about, at 662-386-9141. Or you can email me at fitnessevolution350@yahoo.com. Or you can come on this show at 347-826-9424, and we can talk about any fitness questions you might have. So feel free to ask those questions. And don't be afraid to ask me or ask anybody questions you may have dealing with fitness or how to get yourself in shape. So just remember, you can reach out to me at any time. You can call me. You can text me. Like I said, my number is 662-386-9141. You can contact me and text me. You might have a subject you want to talk about next week or the week after, whatever. Just let me know what you want to do. It's up to you. But, this is Trainer Ray, Fitness Evolution. With Trainer Ray, I want to thank y'all for coming out, everybody that's out listening, and y'all have a great rest of your day.
Tired of being sick and tired of your body shape, Mr. Raymond Humphrey's got you covered all the way. A little fitness trainings is not the only thing you need. With motivation and meal prep, you'll succeed. With Fitness Evolution, with Trainer Ray. With Fitness Evolution, with Trainer Ray. With Fitness Evolution, with Trainer Ray. With Fitness Evolution.